Welcome back to Plugged In. I'm Tina Wells. Now with me I have Ryan Huey and Evelina Bachevska, both from the Peer Employment Mentor Program. What is that? Ryan, can you tell our viewers, what is the Peer Employment Mentor Program?
Sure, Tina, and thanks so much for having us on.
Thank you for being here.
And just a little bit about the program is this is a ministry-funded program from the Ministry of Community and Social Services, and it is a brand new pilot program that was started in September 2014. It's a year long, and what our aim is, we are aiming to educate and support people with disabilities who are thinking about or are considering entering the workplace.
Excellent. Evelina, how did you get involved in this?
Well, my journey started when I first started thinking about employment opportunities for myself, which was around fourth year of my undergrad degree in university. And I knew that there was going to be certain barriers that I would have to have accommodated in terms of the physical space and also certain personal barriers that are connected with being a person with a physical disability. I have cerebral palsy, so obviously there are mobility issues. So in that case, I got in touch with an employment service provider. They went over the sort of services that they offer, and then I was lucky to find employment at the University of Windsor in the sociology department. So the first kind of step was to get in touch with a service provider and then learn about employment services for people with disabilities.
Wonderful. And Ryan, how did you get involved?
Well, I think that's a great thing about this program is that each individual that is a peer employment mentor has a different story and a unique take on how they got here. So first of all, I was an employment counselor for another agency in Windsor before I had lost my sight in 2012. So I had worked with some service providers that Evelina had mentioned before that, and it was sort of a seamless integration from there. I had already known about some services, and I was able to move into those, and they provided me the support that I needed to sort of adapt to this new life without vision.
Very good. Evelina, what is the one message you'd like to communicate with those who do have disabilities about trying to find employment?
I would say the one thing that we as employment mentors would like to communicate to viewers is that we're trying to make the workforce an inclusive space, and we're trying to get the message out there that people with disabilities can and want to work, and they are valuable members of the community that have the right to do so. So we just want to make people aware that services do exist, and Ryan and I, and as well as other mentors involved in the program, are here to act as gatekeepers and sources of information for people looking to enter the workforce.
Thank you for doing that. And I know there are a lot of myths out there about people who are on ODSP, for example. Ryan, can you speak to that? What are some of the top myths about people working while still receiving ODSP?
Yeah, one of the big myths is that you can't work while you're on ODSP, that it affects your monthly earnings with ODSP and your entitlement, and it does, but not in the way most people think. So there is a lot of different issues that way that we wish to touch on, and there's another myth that is you would lose your medical and dental benefits that are provided by ODSP once you do begin working, and that's also not true. So there's a few things that people that are entitled to ODSP need to know when they want to enter the workforce, and I think that the peer mentorship program will provide those answers.
And you have a peer mentorship hotline, and we're flashing that on the screen right now. It's 800-207-8966. Who can call that hotline?
Well, actually, anyone can call the hotline because you might have someone that's in your family or a friend that is a person with a disability that sort of might have questions or any concerns. I mean, it's a confidential hotline, so you can ask us anything you want that has to do with ODSP and employment. And we really want to reach out to those people that have maybe tried and because of barriers that they faced in the workplace because of their disability have maybe not been so successful in the workplace. So we really want to reach out to as many different people that will benefit from the program as possible.
That's excellent that you're doing that. And I'm just going over some of the myths too that I have. I know you spoke to some of these, but I've got 4 of them. So let's just say these are myths. Or you tell me if this is true or false. But we already know they're myths. So they're just myths. All right, you're not allowed to work while on ODSP. Yes, you are. You spoke to that a
Correct.
bit. You no longer receive ODSP income support once you are employed, so it's not worth it. You spoke to that too. It is worth it. Also, you lose your ODSP health and dental benefits once you start working. That's not true, correct?
No, it's not.
And finally, you can't go back on ODSP after you lose your job.
That's false as well.
That's false as well, yeah. Okay. And Evelina, I wanted to ask you, is there a cost for the mentor services?
No, there's no cost.
Excellent. So how do you do this? How do you raise your money? You get grants and...
This program was funded by a grant
Okay.
by the Ministry of Community and Social Services.
Okay.
Like Ryan said before, it's a pilot project, so it just began, but we're hoping to extend it.
So you've got to do a lot of paperwork right now. Keep track of who's coming in, all that kind of fun stuff, so you can get this grant from the ministry again.
But, I mean, we look forward to speaking with people with disabilities. I always look forward to listening to people speak about their experiences and what it is that they want to accomplish or what their employment goals are. So I guess another message that I would like to communicate is I look forward to speaking with such individuals, and it's much easier to speak with someone sort of firsthand who has a personal experience in this sort of area, and as someone who has navigated the workforce themselves and has faced certain barriers.
Absolutely.
Not all disabilities are the same, so I would also, when meeting with a client, I also make it a point to say that each sort of barriers are different, and even though I may not experience the same ones, I still have that sort of common knowledge or appreciation of such things.
Yes, yes. You bring a wealth of valuable information to your jobs. Thank you so much for what both of you do, Ryan Huey and Evelina Bachevska. I can't thank you enough for being here and for doing what you are doing. I had a best friend in high school who had cerebral palsy, and I remember all the different things that we had to do, even just to get her to do what everyone else kind of took for granted. So on that level, I can relate, but you guys are wonderful people. Thanks for being here. The hotline again will flash on our screen, and it is 1-800-207-8966. If you feel that you might qualify for this program or someone in your family could qualify, be sure to pick up the phone and give the hotline a call. Thanks again for being here with us, and thank you for tuning in. I'm Tina Wells. You enjoy the rest of your evening and be well.